Hello, welcome back to another video. Sorry, I'm sitting outside. If you guys can hear me, there's a ton of noise, but I just wanted some fresh air. So in this video, we're going to be making another resin clutch bag. The molds I got from Amazon. I had to buy two because they only came with one mold. What do we call it? The thing to put the bag together. And that's about it, so I had to order two. And these ball molds I got from Amazon as well. They came in a pack of 10, so I had to order two because I figured it's gonna take a lot to cover up the bag. And you're gonna need your E6000 glue, and that's basically it. That's all you're gonna need for the video. And obviously I'm mixing up my resin. Yeah, I will link everything down in the description box down below, just in case if you guys want to make it on your own. So from the title, you guys can already know that I'm trying to make a dupe of the coat Gaia bag. I don't know how it turned out because I'm doing a voiceover first as I'm doing each step. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna turn out good. I have done this way too many times, hopefully. But let's get back into the video. So obviously with resin, part A and part B, equal amounts, and you put it in a bigger container, then you mix it. But the way how I personally like to do it is to put part A and part B in some hot water, let the bubbles rise up first before I mix everything together. And then when I pour part A and part B into a bigger container, obviously there's some bubbles, so I just use my lighter to get rid of the bubbles. The less bubbles, the better. So yeah, so I'm just mixing up my resin until it's absolutely clear, until you can see at the bottom of the container. And that's how you know the resin is ready. It's good to go, and you can start adding on in there any pigments, any color, or anything like that. I am now adding on in there my white pigment. I like this white. Kind of have like a little shimmery, like a little glitter to it, kind of like a little gold to it. Like I'm saying, I'm just mixing up my resin. And there's a ton of chunky pieces left in there, and some other pieces of resin that has fallen in, so I'm just taking those out. And you can see like a ton of little pigment rising up in balls, so I have to mix it some more to make sure that everything is crushed and all of that good stuff. Otherwise you can just, whenever you pour down the resin, you can just see right there because it's not mixed up properly. So I'm trying to get it right. And then I decided, you know what, I need to add some more. I don't feel like it made a difference, but it still looks good. And this, I'm taking way too long mixing up the resin, so the resin was starting to get heated. You can feel the side of it that there was some heat coming off of it, so it's time now to start pouring it down into the mold. I can tell you this from now, this is an awful angle. Not an angle, but the table is very, it's leaning towards the end, so everything kept on, all of the resin kept on flowing out of the bag mold, so I end up having to move it. And also some pieces of resin is still falling off in there, so I had to get rid of those real quick. I should have at least cleaned up the mold, but I didn't. Okay, so with these little tiny ball molds, they all come in different sizes, which is perfect. That's what I wanted. So I'm just filling it up with the resin that I already mixed up. This container that I mixed was way too big, so it was heavy while I was trying to pour it down. But eventually I got it all figured out. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up of how I'm pouring it into the ball mold. Ball, a round circle. I mean, I know what you wanna call it. By the way, I'm spilling a ton of this, but I was able to scoop some of it up and then put it into the mold. So yeah, at least not a lot of it got wasted. but my hand was absolutely shaking because I was trying not to miss the hole as I was pouring, and it was heavy. It was just too much. I was trying to be quick. I was just trying to be done with this. So I let the resin harden overnight, and now I'm just popping it out. It took me a minute to figure out how to get these out, but I got it, and it looks pretty good. Some of them turned out great, some of them not so well, but I can simply just fix those. One of them I just need to sand down the bottom of it because I put way too much resin in there. You guys want to see that one at the end, and that one actually ended up cutting my finger, so yep, pretty interesting. So as I'm taking it out of the mold, I'm fixing up the mold because I'm gonna need to pour some more resin. Because I only have 20 of these, I'm gonna absolutely need some more. So yeah, that's why I'm making sure to flip everything back over once I pop them out. That one turned out pretty good. This is the one that had the resin ran over and it was just too much, and that's the one that cut me as well. So the extra pieces of resin, I obviously don't want to waste it, so I just put it back into the mold, and then when I poured in some more resin, you're not going to be able to see it. It's just so that I don't waste anything, so that's why I did it that way. And that's where I cut my finger, right there. I'm trying to use my scissors to just trying to even it out, but I'm gonna absolutely need to just sand it down. Just a little bit of blood, it's fine. And that's it. Oh no, that's it. I think I have some more. Probably have like 6 more I need to pop out of the mold, but you guys get the idea of how this is done. I'm just counting up how much I have because I figured they look short, which I was correct because I didn't get everything. These are the rest I need to pop out of the mold. I'm gonna do that off camera. And on the bag mold, I add the second layer of resin, and unfortunately I did not show you guys that, but yeah, making sure that there is no bubbles, there's no hair, there's nothing that fall down in there. One thing I must say, the first layer right there, you see that black spot? I don't know what that is. I think it's another piece of resin that fell off in there. So that was the first layer, so unfortunately I wasn't able to get it out, but I feel like if when I took it out of the mold you weren't able to see it, I'm not sure, but yeah. There were some bubbles underneath that, but it was actually the first layer. I kept on trying to figure out like why is the bubble not rising, but it already dried on the first layer, so that's why it wasn't moving or anything like that. And I went over it with my lighter again just to get rid of any bubbles or anything like that. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Oh, I mixed up some more resin, so that's what I'm showing you guys. I fill up the mold, the circle mold, and also it's time now to just pop the bags out of the mold. So I let the first layer dry overnight, and then I let the second layer dry overnight as well. So I'm just popping them on there to see how it would look. Obviously a ton of resin ran over, so I'm gonna need to sand down the sides of the bag, or I can just use my lighter to just heat it up and then just use my X-Acto knife. Either way will work perfectly fine. So this is the bag frame, which I also got from Amazon, which I'll leave the link down in the description box down below. It came with a frame and a strap to put it together. Just putting it on. That's how it looks. Pretty good. Next step is putting the bag together. So with my E6000 glue, I'm just going to be using a little bit of the glue. That's a little dab. I know I'm going a little heavy on there. And then just attach the bag together. Well, I definitely used too much on this side, but it's fine. It didn't run over anything, so that was a good thing. So I'm just attaching the bag together, and then I'm just going to leave it overnight flat for it to dry. Okay, so this is the last part. So all of the little balls, I'm using my E6, and all I'm doing is just gluing them on. Update on this bag. I glued down the bottom. You can see the glue is on there. I ran out of E6000 glue, so I had to get some different glue. But let's try to move all of this. Can't open it again. The bag can't open all of the way now because I put these way too close together, and it's too much of them. So yeah, it can't open all of the way. That is so sad. But this is the new glue that I got from Amazon. I'm gonna see if it's gonna work and see if I can finish up this bag and everything.